Hey there, and good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning. We're broadcasting all over the world. It's Friday afternoon, 11 a.m. Pacific. We are here with you live. I'm Steve Farrell with Humanities Team. I'm coming to you from our studio in Boulder, Colorado. This is a live program. I'm with my guest on the screen. As you can see, this is Deborah Myers, who's coming also live from Sonoma County. Isn't she lucky, up in Northern California? And I'm going to give Deborah a proper introduction in a second, but great to have you with us, Deborah.
Thank you.
All right, so let me share, as always now, we're going to be shouting out to people throughout the program. If you bring your questions and comments in and just put them in the chat, we've got a screen here and we'll be bringing them in to Deborah here throughout the hour. So if you want to participate in this program, share your comments and questions. We'll get to as many as we can during the hour. And a shout out to people on Deborah Myers' Facebook page, the Humanities Team Facebook pages, humanities.team, the Sign Network, John Raymer, who's broadcasting out to all of his incredible partners and associates all over the world, and to other people that on unnamed sites. So thank you for joining us. Great to be here. We got a real exciting program in store for you here today. Our theme is wellness from the inside out. And this theme, of course, ties to our special guest that we're with here today. I'm going to introduce her now. Deborah Myers is an acupressurist and Jin Shin Yatsu practitioner who has been helping people feel healthier and more energized for years. She takes a holistic approach to wellness and teaches all age groups how to balance their energy. In her program, Wellness from the Inside Out on Humanities Stream, Deborah teaches you to develop a partnership with your body and engage with a daily practice of acupressure to relieve stress and boost your resilience. So, and couldn't we all use more of that? So again, welcome to the program, Deborah. So wonderful to
Thank
have you
you.
with us here today.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So,
All right.
Deborah, let's start with just, Deborah is, many of you may know her. She's been doing programs certainly in Northern California, but all over the world actually for a couple of years here. She was just telling me about a program she was doing for people in the medical profession in Southern California, down in the San Diego area, to just where she's teaching teachers how to work with their patients with this whole theme of healing from the inside out. So, Deborah, how did this journey begin for you, and to come into this place that you are
Uh,
now, where you're helping people all over the world do this?
Thank you. Great question. Um, I, I started studying this stuff called energy balancing back in the 70s when I was in college. That's dating me. And I was enthralled. I was curious beyond measure, and I took to it like a duck to water. I am Uh, and yet it never entered my conscious thinking that I could do it for my livelihood. I mean, how can you? So I did all sorts of other things for a long time. And then 29 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident and with multiple herniated discs, lots of pain. I refused surgery. I went searching for someone who could offer light, gentle touch because I knew that's all my body could handle and what it needed to receive. And as my body started healing, and as I was doing my own self help practice, and my body healed, and I was going, wow, light bulb came on. Just do it. Just do it. So at that point, I was actually an insurance and securities agent working as a regional rep for a big company. And I decided, okay, that's my next step. And I closed up my office, gave all my business away, laid off my employees, and said, here we go. So I got certified as an acupressurist and continued my study of Jin Shin Jitsu, which is an ancient form of Japanese acupressure, as well as a lot of other modalities. And I just kept learning and experiencing. And now I've been in private practice for 27 years. And I can't imagine not offering what I do to my clients individually and in groups. From the get go, my clients were asking for self help workshops because I was spending lots of time with them giving self-help instruction. And they said, well, you just teach a workshop. So I created my first workshops, and from there, it just keeps expanding. And now I've always done a lot of virtual programs. And then, as we all know, March 2020 hit, and that's all that was available. And I started doing more and more. And I have to tell you, Steve, I can't imagine not getting to be able to do what I get to do. And and that's why I've also created programs for kids in schools, because I love working with kids and teaching them what they can do for themselves. And I love doing workplace wellness programs. Again, helping people discover who they are in their body, and then further showing them how they can all work together in more partnership together as a team, which can happen when everyone studies at the same time. So anyway, that's what it all happened.
Fantastic. Wow. That is quite a story. Refusing Western medicine to go down this path of healing with the assistance of people that would use more gentle, maybe Eastern oriented
Mhm.
processes. That is
Right.
quite a story. I've only heard of a couple of other people that have had this happen, and of course, boy, this was your
Mhm.
destiny, wasn't it, to
Oh,
develop this whole process and
yeah,
methodology around healing from the inside out.
exactly. Thank you. And in fact, we'll talk more about it, I'm sure. But so 20 plus years ago, when I was first getting going, um, I wrote a 9-step self help acupressure flow and started teaching it to all my clients. And I call it the daily clean your house flow. We'll talk more about that. And it recognizes the body you walk around in is your house. And if you clean it out every day, you are ahead of the game. It's actually part of the program that I have on Humanity's Team platform, which excites me. And a few years back, I had a group of teachers who were clients and were studying with me, and they were starting to use what I taught them in the classroom and saying, we wouldn't miss a day because we noticed such difference, not only individually, but as a group. We could just do a real program. So out of that, I created an animated video of that self-help acupressure flow. And classrooms are using it, teachers, parents, and I feel very blessed and honored that I'm able to do this, not only for adults, but for the kids, to show them how they can learn easy on and feel better in their bodies.
Yeah, boy, and so
Yeah.
important too in today's day and age where kids can eat things that are not healthy and not have a holistic practice that's just taking care of the whole body. This daily wellness routine that you talk about, Deborah, can you talk a little bit about it and differences as you suggest them for adults versus kids?
What's beautiful is there's really no difference. There's absolutely no difference. Whether I'm working with a very young child of 3 or 4 who's come to me, either in person or virtually, who has learning challenges or physical issues. By the way, I call things projects instead of problems because projects are a lot more fun to work with and have a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
That's the key, to be in that space of knowingness, right? And so whether they're 3, or actually I work with infants as well, or whether they're 93, it's the same technique. It's the same utilizing. The way I like seeing it is we all walk around with these things called fingertips 24/7. So make use of them. And that's what we get to do with self-help acupressure, is lightly touching our body on certain energy balance points in conjunction helps the body experience balance, discover it, and experience it. And once it experiences, it says, that's what I want to keep. And from there, it's continuing. It's the daily practice. Yeah.
And we're going to watch this video clip here in just a little bit, this 3-minute video
Okay.
clip, which I know where you actually demonstrate this. Now, let me ask you this, though. We were chatting even before we came on the program about this holistic approach that you take. I shared that in your introduction, too. How do you, which of course that's addressing then the whole self, body, mind, emotional self, spiritual self. So do you get into this in your, as you mentioned, you've got this brand new program on the Humanity Stream platform. In fact, this video clip that we're going to play comes from that program called Healing from the Inside Out. So you get into all of this of how we can nurture all parts of ourself so that it's a holistic practice, not just some sort of single silver bullet thing that's going at one little dimension of our life.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Yeah, I start every day doing this thing called the daily clean your house flow. And it gives me my platform. It's the foundation. And there's no such thing as too much self-help. That's the thing to remember. So off and on throughout the day, doing the whole flow or steps in the flow is absolutely perfect. And then beyond that, in my workshops, I teach a whole range of energy tips for breath and digestion and vascular system, you name it, cognitive abilities. And the key is to use that in conjunction with everything else you do, with your food program, with exercise, with movement, with taking care of your body. The whole idea being is that when we prepare our bodies for what we're going to ask them to do and help them prepare for whatever might come at them, we're ahead of the game. So that's why I contend, if you will, that having a daily practice and something like the daily flow or whatever else you might do, utilizing it as meditation, allowing your body to experience breath, because when energy flows, breath flows. And when breath flows, energy flows. And then you're ahead of the game.
Yes, and I love this acupressurist and Jin Shin Yatsu practitioner. I'm sure I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, but these I have looked at these practices and this gentle sort of touch as a healing modality. It just looks wonderful. Who wouldn't want more of that in their life, right?
Exactly. Let's face it that most of us at some time or another are hungry for touch. And to even give yourself touch gives the body that sense of, oh my gosh, you're taking care of me. Because what we do for ourselves when we're energetically balanced is give a message to the whole being that you're taking care, that, she's taking care of me. I'm going to take care of you. So it's literally creating a game, if you will, a playground of reciprocity where the body recognizes energy balancing is taking place physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And then the body says, now I'll take care of you. And all of a sudden they merge and it's this beautiful, beautiful partnership. Let's face it, the one being you are going to have the longest relationship with is yourself. And if we find a way to foster that, to make that more and more available as a true full-blown partnership, we are so taking care of self, and then we take care of others. But you can't take care of others and be there for anybody else until you first take care of yourself.
Yeah, amen to that. And this is part of conscious living. Yeah, it's all.
Yes, exactly.
It's an overflow of taking care of others from taking good care of ourselves, and so
Exactly.
which is why some people actually spend their whole life. Miss Hay, before she passed,
Yes.
Louise Hay, her whole thing was just taking good care of yourself, because there's so many that don't do that well or want to go start kind of taking care of others, and then we become depleted. And so so important. Well, let's cut over. Let's go take a look at this video here, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Okay. Think this way if you can.
and I know you can, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here listening. When your body is in that state of balance and harmony, and it can get messages, that is your opportunity to be available, to be listening. What is my body telling me right now? So it's about recognition, acknowledging, and then being able to go forward with it. So the minute you get a message and you take care of it, guess what? You have just picked up on the opportunity that you don't have to have a project. You get to live in a body that's happy and comfortable. So here we go. The very first step of the daily flow is to give yourself a hug. Light, gentle touch, anywhere from your elbow to your shoulder, wherever your fingertips land. That's the other piece. There is no wrong because there's no right. Imagine that. You get to kick perfectionism right out the window. There's no place for that in this. It's called self-help acupressure. So holding with light, gentle touch for a couple good breaths. And when you're here, anywhere from your elbow on up, you're connecting with energy balance points that are about breath. They connect with lungs. They connect with diaphragm. They're also connecting with energy balance points that are all about taking care of yourself, loving yourself, giving a message to your body that you love it so much you are taking time to give it health and wisdom and joy. So holding here brings your body right to that place of going, wow, she's really taking care of me. Wow, how can he be so on it that I'm getting the message that it's about the letting go? And you hold each one for a couple of breaths. Doesn't that feel good? Beautiful. You can do this off and on throughout the day all by itself. The next step from there is to sit on your hands or hold your sit bone area. And by the way, you can do all of this sitting, standing, lying down, or any combination. As soon as you are holding that area of your sit bones, you're connecting with an energy balance point that's all about vitality. So if this brought breath into the body, this brings it to every cell of your being. Do you also notice if you're seated there, and I hope you are, and you're doing that point, holding that area, that your body immediately went into a lumbar curve? That energy balance area is all about good posture, about alignment, giving your body the opportunity to feel that it can easily move forward.
Okay, beautiful clip. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But let me share though, this is one of our newest programs on the Humanities Stream platform. So if you go to humanitiesteam.org /stream, you'll see the Humanities Stream Plus platform. And this is the only streaming platform right now that's just focused on conscious living worldwide. And it has just these amazing faculty like Deborah Myers, and you'll see there's so many. In fact, at the top, there's browse. And if you just up at browse, enter the name, Deepak Chopra or Barbara Marx Hubbard or Desmond Tutu or even Yoko Ono, and these are some of the more well-known names, but there are lots of these incredible people that aren't as well-known that are fabulous. This is why we do these weekly Accelebration programs, so we can introduce you to these amazing faculty from all over the world. Here is the platform again. That's humanitiesteam.org /stream, and you'll see the platform. There are hundreds of these programs, master classes, and transformational education programs on the site. You can browse it, and you're going to browse all day long. It's amazing, the collection and the library of programs here. And it's a revolutionary interface as well. When you cursor over, you'll see there's a little synopsis of the program. And then if you cursor again, it goes down into the program, and you can actually see all of the links. So in Deborah's program, if we can bring that up, you'll see the links to her program when you click on it. which gets into all of these kinds of things that Deborah and I are discussing now. Just my mother, who's 87, can't get lost on this platform where you're going from program to program, or you're going down in to watch each of the modules in a particular program as well. You don't need to sit in front of your computer, so which is passé, right? So, because as we go through these incredible programs, a lot of times, like my wife and I like watching from our bedroom, so we use Roku, but other people like Amazon Fire or Google Play or Apple TV or something, all of these platforms support this Humanity Stream Plus streaming platform for conscious living. So check it out. There's this 14-day full 100% money back guarantee for people to check it out, make sure that they love it. It's $497 a year, which is a little more than $1 a day. And this is also the least expensive platform in our industry. And again, the only one focused on conscious living, streaming conscious living. We've just started to translate. Our most recent masterclass called Forbidden Science with Greg Braden and Nassim Harriman has been translated to Spanish, and we're going to be translating more and more programs because our mission, as you may know, as a nonprofit organization, is to make conscious living pervasive worldwide by 2040. And part of how we intend to support that is to bring these incredible faculty with their online programs to every home in every region of the world in every language, so at an affordable price. So do check out the platform. Now, let me come back to Deborah just to talk about her amazing program in this clip. So that was a fantastic clip. I love, where you say, let perfectionism, hey, boom, let's a helium balloon, let's let that one go. We don't need to talk, this is not about perfectionism, right? It's about something much more important than that.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of learning a technique like this, if you will, is because like I said, you walk around with these things called fingertips. So make use of them. Access the energy in your body by light, gentle touch. Hold a specific point or combination of points for a couple good breaths, and the body gets the message. And that's why it's so beautiful for kids. They don't have to understand why it's working. It just does. And that's why it works so beautifully for the elderly as well. Because many times their learning challenges are such that they may not quite get the steps. But my goodness, when I go into a life care facility and I've taught them, this is a few years, of course, before the pandemic, but I would teach them as a group and then go back a few weeks later, and invariably this whole group would be sitting there and they go, oh, it's Deborah. And they'd immediately give themselves a hug because they knew what it would do. And because they've been practicing because it felt so good. Did they fully understand? Doesn't matter. It just matters to taking care of yourself and doing something without effort. The key is without effort.
Oh, I love your teachings, Deborah. Fantastic.
Thank you.
And we have a lot of questions actually coming in here. So let's get to some of them. So one of them, it says, so this is from Facebook and Vimeo comments actually. One of them says Deborah's Wellness Facebook page. Oh, so it's coming from your page, this one. It says, and her name is Cindy, C-Y-N-D-I. She says, how does doing self-help acupressure help with emotions and feelings during the holidays?
Wow. Good question. Because guess what we're in the midst of right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as we all know, sometimes feelings and emotions can be pretty strong and if they're really strong, they can even take our breath away, right? Or cause us to get caught up in a way of feeling that makes us feel like we are not going where we need to go. And you may notice that if you are planning, for instance, a holiday gathering with family and friends, and maybe there's a few folks who are going to show up and sometimes there's a little bit of awareness that it's not always an easy time. Well, you prepare your body. You give yourself a hug. You give yourself vitality and experience the joy of the movement of energy. Experience breath. And when your body is in that space, you can start listening and being with others and help the experience of relationship. So, yes, this is relationship with self. It is shared when we express it with others.
You know
And
what?
that in
There's
that
so many
moment,
things that I love about this, Deborah. But as you know, I talk about conscious living. But what
I know.
you're talking about is when people say, "Well, what is conscious living?" You know, well, it's this prosperity that you're talking about. You know, where we're not the whole that old American dream thing is so far gone. You know, it's
Yeah,
like it's just opening up to who we really are and taking beautiful care of ourselves. And we were talking earlier as we came on the program about even just staying in flow, where you're just in this place. You're not necessarily in your mind. You're more in your feeling self, in this
right.
connection state with
Yes,
the cosmos or divine, each other, and so on. And then doing these nice things for ourselves that create this
right.
this sense of real prosperity, real health and well-being, huh?
Yeah. It's creating abundance within the environment you walk around in. And it's, as we all know, is that when you exude, each of us exude that space of awareness and consciousness, we are showing the universe what we want to receive. We're showing the divine what we want to receive. So if we're walking around in a state of balance and harmony, we will more easily draw to us what we want to receive: abundance, prosperity, health, wellness, and a sense of taking care of self and being with self. And imagine living in a body like that. It's going to be trickier for that body to experience anxiety, fear, frustration, even sadness. It says, I don't have to go there. I know how to live differently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amen. And living differently, you know, in this positive way, in this holistic way, and
Yes.
where we're
Yes.
just really taking good care of ourselves and others. And this is, boy, when we talk about conscious living, pervasive worldwide by 2040, hey, this is it. This is what we are talking about.
And
Where, you
that's
know,
why I
we
love
really have
working
our,
with kids. Yeah.
yeah,
When we are teaching this to the children in our lives, imagine what we are bringing them as our next generation, right? And
yeah.
following generations. And it can only create more and more momentum with that. And that's why I love what you are doing, what humanity's team is doing in the world. It just makes my heart be thrilled.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
And back at you, Deborah. And kids too. You know, I have two teenagers. And so iPhones and other all kinds of virtual media and things can be a real, you know, more than distraction. So where you're bringing in this whole process of daily house cleaning and holistic living and so on. Wow. I mean, talking about something that's important for this generation
Yeah.
that's coming up. Unbelievably important.
It's, it is so beautiful to be able to bring something like easy way to take care of ourselves. When a 9-year-old tells me um, that the reason he does the daily clean your house flow is because he's getting better grades because he's studying easier. He's not sick anymore because so he's not missing any school. He's getting along better with his brother, and then he says, "Now that's crazy." And he's playing a better game of soccer, so why wouldn't he do it? I mean, hello, out of the mouth of a babe.
Right. Amen. Now, we were again talking earlier, there's a video you've created on this daily house cleaning flow. We don't actually have that right at the moment, ready to come on camera, but is there anything short and experiential that you do, Deborah? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but that kind of brings in some of what the focus is here?
By all means, just like, that first step that we showed, give yourself a hug, right?
Yeah.
And then the next step was sit on your hands. It brings it to every cell of your being, that breath, that energy flow. One of the pieces that is really, really powerful for assisting clarity and focus, and let's face it, that this time of year, that's a pretty big one to have. so we can stay in that place of taking care of self and yet being there for others, especially family and friends. It's the holidays. We want to be there, right? And one of the best things you can do is in being in breath and clarity and focus. And I want you to just experience, if you would please, is directly underneath your collarbones. Bring your hands right underneath very gently. And as your hands come to the breastplate, you feel that triangular indentation right there? Yeah. So that's right where the first rib and collarbones come together. Choose a hand to cup the sternum. Right there. Doesn't matter which hand. Can't be right because there's no wrong. Can't be wrong because there's no right. Light, gentle touch and just hold. Just hold. And then with your other hand, hold the base of your sternum. I'm going to move my camera for just a minute. So you're about right here, right at the base of the sternum. And that connects with breath, with diaphragm, with the spaciousness of ease. And it drops all the tension in your jaw and your throat and your neck. And then from the base of the sternum, bring your hand down to your tummy and just hold there. And it drops all the tension. All the space is created and remains. And then it's just a matter of occasionally reminding your body how to rediscover that. When I do my energy work, and it's wrong, work is really a wrong word because it's really not work, it's being. When you are in that space, what I tell my body is I love you being in flow. I don't expect you to be getting stuck. I just want you to be in flow. And that's what it's all about. That little practice, by the way, works so well that it can even work in the dentist chair. If it can work with people who have anxiety in the dental chair, imagine what it can do with any moment of your day.
Yeah, boy, no kidding. And you're right, a dental chair, that puts us to the test, right? Especially if you're having a procedure, a cavity a filling or a crown or something. So boy, right. that really, that's
place
perfect.
Your hand here and place your hand here and just stay in the moment.
Absolutely. Nice. Yeah. Well, we've got questions pouring in here, so I'll get to a few others here, Deborah. So, so this one is from Jude Terry, who says, thank you for the exercises in the clip. What are the self-acupressure points for eye health? Interesting points for eye health.
I love the question. So one of the best things you can do for yourself is to hold the base of your skull. Fingertips on the right and left side, very light, gentle touch right behind your ears or in towards your spinal column, wherever your fingertips want to land, because your body will tell you. Again, light, gentle touch. See where you are. You're right in line with the space. Now, the next step I want to do is continuing to hold here. I'm going to mirror and go like so, and then have your other hand hold your forehead like so. That is a very simple acupressure step that connects with eye health, vision. Works so well, it even helps you see the truth and then be able to express the truth. Go figure, right? And you only have to do one side for it to work, but why not do both sides and just cross? Another one that works really well for reading, for studying, for finding the space is to cup that base of the skull and hold your forehead. And there you are really connecting with memory, with clarity, with focus. Guess what? With consciousness and awareness and with vision. And in the Wellness from the Inside Out program, you will have in, I believe it's module 2, where there's an actual acupressure flow that connects with head points, face points, helps with head pressure, sinus congestion, headaches, vision issues. Check it out. And in fact, in my program, there's also a handout, a workbook that you can download and have it all printed out for you.
Okay, and this program, of course, we're referencing is Healing from the Inside Out. It's on the Humanity
Wellness
Stream
from the
Plus.
Inside Out.
I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
That's okay. It's one
Wellness
and the
from the
same
inside out.
thing.
And
Yeah.
you'll see Deborah's smiling face right there with this Wellness from the Inside Out online program. It's one of the newest programs on the platform, humanitiesteam.org/stream. You'll do go check that out. You'll love this program. So also I want to share, we're now in the second part of the hour. So if there are Humanities Stream members here and you want to come on camera, we're set up to bring you on camera so you can, Deborah can actually see you and you can see her. Or we've got lots of comments that are just flooding in here. We'll get to the comments on the screen unless somebody wants to come on screen and talk, which we welcome. So here's another question. This is from Sandy, and she says, how would this exercise benefit cancer patients?
Great question. The beauty is that no matter what project the body has, physically, mentally, emotionally, utilizing self-help acupressure can assist your body to find balance and harmony because it will connect with immune, endocrine, adrenal, lymphatic systems. So imagine that if you are walking around in a body that has that project, it's working pretty darn hard most of the time to find that balance with immune and adrenals and endocrine, right? So for those of you who have that type of project, but guess what? Any type of project, or you just want to help your body feel that space of, I've got you. The immune system gets the message that, hey, you are taking care of me. May I show you one? Hold the top inside corners of your shoulder blades right there, right where the shoulder, and have your fingertips go right into that valley that's between your shoulder blade and your spinal column. And guess what? It wants to be a valley. Sometimes it's kind of firm and tight and from stress and holding on to so much blocked energy. And holding this space connects directly with the immune system. It's an energy balance point that is the doorway to access all possibilities, all probabilities, and access understanding. Go figure.
Oh, boy, that feels good too. Feeling those
Nice?
valley points, as you call them, right back there. Oh, isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful?
And then the next one would be to keep holding one and bring your hand to the opposite your chest like so. And now that brings the immune system booster directly into every cell of your being. And it works so well, it helps filter out bad air. So isn't that what we're all trying to do right now, is filter out a lot of bad air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So
yeah, we don't have to go buy expensive filters either, huh?
Right. Well, there's still a reason to have some things in place because we have to be proactive. And there's times where we can help our bodies in the instant feel the spaciousness it wants to receive. The thing to remember is the body wants to feel balance and harmony. It wants to feel that. It makes it happy. It makes it joyous. And when we can bring that to our bodies consistently, the body will take good care of you.
Yeah, that's the invitation in life, actually, isn't it? So,
yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, okay. Fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, here's a question from Marie. She says, what if I have COPD? Will this program help me with my breathing?
Yes. In fact, the whole first module and second module are a lot about breath. When the energy is flowing, the breath follows. When the breath is flowing, the energy follows. So there are some specific steps that I give, not only in the daily flow, but as an adjunct to be able to assist the body to be in breath. So this one that we just did will help with breath. And isn't it interesting that you're on the back top side of the lung and the front top side of the lung, right and left, both top. Then the next step could easily be to connect the two, right? So as we want to help with breath, A really, really good one to do and super simple is to make a wing with your fingertips right here, right at the base of the rib cage, and then bring your other hand in that same spot, right underneath the collarbone. So now you are on the same side, top and bottom of the lung. And with light, gentle touch, it gives the message to the body to be in breath and then to help the body assimilate it. Because that's what this energy balance point right there is all about, assimilation and sustenance. And isn't that what this is all about? Isn't that what our bodies want, is to feel like they are being sustained? Yeah. So we can be there in whichever way we want to be all who we want to be, to become who we want to be.
Absolutely. Yes. Invitation is to live joyously. Just right here, right now, our weather in Boulder is just gorgeous. It's like the Bahamas or something, which is a little scary actually, because it's this La Nina thing has got this warm weather over
Yeah.
much of the country. We've got just incredible weather here. It's gorgeous, but and putting aside the La Nina effect, just to really be here now and really enjoy the day and be feeling good in our body, and which is again why I love this program so much of yours. It's called Wellness from the Inside Out. Wellness from the Inside Out. Deborah Myers, fantastic. So let me get to some other questions here. Jim asks the question. He says, "How long is the workout? My problem is time. It sounds like any time, even at my desk."
Exactly. So I have the animated video, for instance, of the daily clean your house flow is only 6.5 minutes. That's all it needs. You can make it longer. I have clients and students who spend 10, 15, 20 minutes because it becomes their meditation. They literally create affirmations to go along with each of the 9 steps, which is beautiful. And if you only have a couple minutes, do whatever you can. And once you have your foundation in place, I start every day doing the daily clean your house flow. I can't imagine not doing it. I usually end every day doing it. And off and on throughout the day, while you're sitting at your desk, you sit on your hands. It immediately puts you into good posture. If you're looking for some clarity and focus about something, how many seconds does it take to have your hands come up to here, to the base of your skull, and say, that feels good. Yeah. Or you get that space of knowing that your body's getting a little tired, but you need some juice, you need that boost. Well, give yourself a boost. And at the same time, you're working with your immune system. And then decide, I think I'll need a little bit more. Now I'm going to sit back on my hands. And that brings it to every cell of your being because it creates vitality throughout. What I'd just do, I don't know, less than a minute. That's all it took.
And all these practices, again, as Deborah's mentioning, these are in her Wellness from the Inside Out online program. It's one of our newest programs that we love on this Humanity Stream Plus platform. So do check it out. I know it could be a little bit of a fire hose because Deborah's going over so many things, acupressure points. And so if any of it's getting lost, just go check out the program. And then you can watch
Please
it.
do.
There actually are hundreds of programs. It's unlocked. You can watch it all day long in front of whatever, on television, on Apple TV, on your computer, however you like, taking in your transformational education. But do check out Deborah's program. This is, boy, in today's, with where we still have COVID going on and things, to bring these practices into our daily living, where we
Exactly.
create wellness from the inside out. Is this an invitation or what?
Yeah.
So
And that's another reason why I love doing workplace wellness programs, because then it's really bringing it into businesses, to organizations, to the teams that work together. So everyone benefits. And just finding ways to share this information makes my heart float.
Mine too. I'm right there with you,
Yeah.
Deborah. So here's some more questions. So Mary Ann says, I suffer from depression. Can this process help me?
Totally, Marianne. There's a step, one of the best things you can do for yourself, in my opinion, to help your body recognize the possibilities of what I'm talking about. The last step, the ninth step of the daily clean your house flow, is called jumper cabling. And it's just simply cupping each thumb and finger one at a time. And you can have your hands in your lap while you're doing this, but I'm showing you now. You cup a thumb, start with the thumb, couple good breaths, and then do the index finger. And then after a few moments, you hold the middle finger and you do each thumb and finger on the first hand and then go to the second hand. And what that does is help to balance all the energy that is entering and exiting your body. And it's also helping to balance all emotions. Depression usually comes from the body being in a state of feeling like it's not able to handle whatever it's trying to handle. So it's in a state of efforting more often than not. Sometimes there's a state of a sense of fear that's hanging out at kind of the ground level that brings on the depression or sadness. Could be one of anything, right? Or a combination. The beauty is that when you jumper cable, you're helping to get rid of worry fast. You get rid of worry, FAST. Cup each thumb and finger, and you help get rid of worry. F is fear. A is anger. Little did the Japanese know we'd be holding our middle fingers up in anger. The S is sadness or grief. And the T is the trying too hard, trying too much, trying to do it all. That place of efforting. That's no longer a verb when it becomes a description of how we are. And even something like depression, the body is in a state of constantly trying to figure something out. So it's in a state of efforting. And it gets tired and it gets frustrated. And then it gets that cycle, right? Where you feel even more depressed, more sad, more whatever. The beauty is that we don't even have to understand why this works. It just does.
Yeah,
So it's
I
all about
like
getting out of your own way and just trying it.
I like this term jumper cabling. So, but we're not talking about our car here. This
Exactly.
is
But
no something
when
more
I work
important, our
with,
body.
yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that, Steve, because when I've done in person and online with kids, I'll actually show them a set of jumper cables. And some of them still know what they are, which is
Right.
amazing. And we talk about how you had to take one end and connect it to the car that's going and the other end to the car that isn't, and you help the energy flow. And that's what you're doing. You're helping the energy flow in the body you walk around in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Wow, great. So here's a question actually that takes us down a little deeper into this because Judy's asking, she says, how does energy balancing change the people around us, or we could even say ourselves? So we're kind of, we go a little deeper into what you're talking about here with this question, Deborah.
Okay, beautiful. The body you walk around in is an energy system. As an energy system, it is made up of rivers of energy, channels and meridians, and along those pathways are the multiple energy balance points. As those rivers move, and our goal is to have them move and then be able to fulfill their function, fulfill their purpose. When that happens and the energy is flowing and all the energy balance points and are all the organs and all the everything within you and all the systems, respiratory, digestive, everything, elimination, cognitive, reproductive, when all the systems are in working order, talking to each other, being on the same page, having the same pathway of goal and objective, meaning balance and harmony, joy, laughter, happiness. When the body's in that place and the energy is really flowing, that is balance. And once our body is experiencing that, we will draw to us what we want to receive, and we will more easily be experiencing it for ourselves as much as showing those around us just by how they pick up on it. I hope that made sense or answered your
Yeah,
question.
no, it makes a
Okay.
lot of sense. So, how does just diet, your own diet, how does that, this is a holistic system, so I know you're addressing everything. And do you have any, when you talk about diet, what kinds of things do you talk about, Deborah?
When I talk about diet, what I'm talking about is eating healthy, smart for you and your own body. Everybody's body is different. So you need to find out what is the best food program for you and your body to live healthy and vibrant and be able to accept the nutrients and make use of them. Okay. That's why in the process I teach, it's also talks a lot about digestion because think about it. Everything we bring to us needs to be ingested and digested for it to be assimilated or eliminated or some combination thereof in order for the body to experience that space of feeling sustained and being sustainable, right? So every step of the digestive process, think of the words we use. I taking it in. I'm chewing on that. I'm tasting it, salivating on it. Oh, I decided to spit that one out. Spit out those words. But I decided to swallow this one now, right? And so when we do our energy balancing in conjunction with the food we eat, the thoughts, beliefs, ideas, think of that. Everything that we bring to us, thoughts, information, ideas, concepts, beliefs, behaviors, information. What do we do with it? We do all that I just said. We chew on it, we taste it, we spit it out, or we swallow it. And if we start swallowing it, we need to fulfill the rest of the digestive process. So when our bodies experiences that place of balance and harmony, it can more easily process. So yes, it is important to eat well, eat healthy, eat natural foods, don't eat a lot of processed. We live in a world of a lot of processing, so it's not going to be out of line to imagine that some of the bodies we walk around in will be eating some processed foods. But the goal is to find out who you need to be in your body. Are you vegetarian? Are you vegan? Are you pescatarian? Is your body wanting protein from meat? How do you need to receive it? And how do you help your body process it and digest it?
Yeah, nice. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that, Deborah.
Sure.
So here's another question that's come in. So this is from Carol Ann, and she says, I quit smoking with this kind of program, and it really worked. I recommend Deborah's program. It's spot on. So this actually isn't a question. It's a comment. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah,
And
quitting
yes, you're
smoking.
right.
So that's a whole
Yeah.
nother
It
application just using this program.
Yes, it is a way. When your body's in a state of balance and harmony, it can literally be a game changer to help you change out old patterns, old behaviors, old ways of being. And once the body clears that old stuff, it has room for new. Just even think about breath, right? It's important to get rid of the old stuff, to purge on the exhale to make room for the new inhale. The same thing goes with anything our body wants to, or we want it to let go of, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. We have to clear it out first. And that's why in this kind of work, it's about helping the body detox because blocked energy in your body is seen by the body as potential toxins. Help your body let go of it. And it says, hey, I like this way of being, and I'd rather have that way, kind of a clean slate, and then help it stay in a clean slate. And that's where daily practice stays in and comes into play.
Yeah, beautiful. So
Thank
now
you.
here's another comment for you. This is from Kathy C. And she says, Deborah has been a true blessing for me and my body. I have been working with her for over a year. Her work has helped me spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Her work is life-changing. So take a bow on
Oh
that
my
one,
goodness.
Deborah.
Thank you,
So,
Kathy. Oh my goodness. And she's one of my virtual clients. I've never met her in person. We're clear across the country from each other. And that's the opportunity our bodies want to have to fully express themselves in a balanced, healthy, confident way. Because I know for Kathy, that's what transpired. Her body let go of old stuff to make room for new ways of being. And isn't that what we want for ourselves and for all of those around us? And then to be able to share that. And we can more easily share that when our own bodies express it, live in it, be joyful in it. And then, hey, the body's smiling. Yeah.
yes, it is. Kathy, thanks for sharing that.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you, Kathy. That was so beautiful. I am humbled, and I not only will, I am receiving that, and I thank you.
Yeah, Deborah, I just keep thinking back to the story that you shared as we began this program, that you were in another industry and then you had this accident, and then you decided to go down this path of self-healing and wellness that led you into the expertise that you have, that you've now made your profession, where you're helping people all over the world. And it just feels like you were maybe born into the world with a purpose here. I mean, I just can't imagine
Oh
that
my
was some
God.
random thing that just happened.
Thank you. I appreciate that coming from you a lot. Thank you so much. And yes, I do feel like when I stepped into it, when the light bulb really came on, it was that aha of, oh my God, you are now literally living the world as you were supposed to. And by the way, I know we're running out of time, but 17, how many years ago? It was in 2015. I was in another really bad car accident. I was on the freeway. I was rear-ended. It totaled my car. I did really well for the first year, and I was healing. And then I started having some major flare-ups. And my healthcare team, all really holistically minded, said, we need to check into this again. I'd already had MRIs. We redid it. There was a reason for the flare-up. I had 3 different surgeon evaluations, and I ended up having surgery that time. And I did my energy work, and I received. And long and short of it is, at the 6-week mark, I'm still in my brace, and my surgeon says, now tell me what you really do, because you have healed so quickly and so seemingly easily with so much movement. What are you doing? And that came from a orthopedic surgeon. And because he noticed how different it was. And that's the goal, folks, is to be able to walk around in a body that when you take care of it, it can heal. Even when we do have projects, the body says, I want to let go of that old stuff. I want to find a new way of being. I want to be healthy and vibrant. I want to have clarity and focus. I want to be able to digest well. I want to live joyfully. Whatever you and your body are searching for, it is possible when you take care of yourself energetically. Whatever you decide to utilize for your platform to do that. I find that this is kind of a super easy way to be with your body and not have to be complete studying it. Though, of course, I love teaching workshops, so I'm continuing to teach.
Okay. Wow. Well, Deborah, thank you so much for being with us during the hour. I told you this hour was going to go fast. Here we are.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of the hour. Deborah Myers, and Wellness from the Inside Out is her online program. It's one of the newest programs on the Humanity Stream Plus platform. Be sure to check it out. Wow, there's just been so much that you've covered that could just bring health and happiness and well-being to our lives. And her approach is holistic. So which means, of course, we're touching every part of our life. So be sure to check it out on the Humanity Stream Plus platform. platform. And yeah, Deborah, thank you. Thank you for the work you're doing, the contributions you're making to the world. Some of your patients have even come on here to share their comments. And I could see how you would be somebody that you would love to be in touch with to stay in that optimal health and well-being. So you're fantastic.
And know that if anybody is searching for that animated video and they want to see it, go to my website and anyone can access it and make use of it. As of March 2020, it is my gift to you. So go to DeborahMyersWellness.com, DeborahMyersWellness.com, click on the purple button, Stay in Touch, put in your name and email address, and you have access to the animated video.
Great. DeborahMyersWellness.com. And there it is, this incredible video that we've been talking about. So check it out. And boy, I think many of you might want to be in touch with Deborah directly, because doesn't she have an amazing practice? So Deborah, thank you again. Thanks for your many contributions to a conscious world. Boy, we, all of us in Humanities team, have a lot of gratitude for you.
And I have gratitude for you for the platform, for everything you are offering to the worldwide audience. I so appreciate who you are and what you've created through the years. And I'm honored to be a part of it.
Thank you. On that note, well, let me just introduce some of the people that are supporting this program. So starting with Jim Gray, who's right here in the studio. I think we may have a camera that shows us. Here we go. There's Jim over there. So Jim Gray, who is producing this program, but also Nanette Kennedy and Dee Meyer, Karen Gordon, Garth Catterall, and others. Tim Noah, who goes by Noah, that are all a part of this organization, Humanities team that's presenting this broadcast to you today. So, and last, definitely not least, you, the viewers. Hey, thank you for being with us, spending an hour with us here on your Friday. We really appreciate you being here. And thanks for just being out there, being the positive change in the world, living consciously, bringing conscious practices to your workspace, and together just creating this whole conscious world that we've all dreamed about for millennia, and that we're making happen now, right? Because now's the time to pivot, and we're doing it together. So thank you, everybody, and peace and blessings.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Okay, thanks again, Deborah.
Be well. Be well.
Lots
Look
of
forward
love.
to chatting.
Okay, sounds good. Take care, everybody. We'll have Deborah back.